last chance. No beating around the bush.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Blake Production.
What is poppin'? We're going to go through a weekly ticker breakdown. We're going to start off with Mogo here. And right off hop, I like this setup because it looks like it wants to make a trend change, right? So we've been in a continuous downtrend for months, and now it looks like we're reversing it. We're starting to hold that 8 EMA, and it looks like the dips are starting to be bought. So I think it's interesting. I got my parents into this one because it looks like it's got a good setup going on. It's funny, someone actually mentioned on the YouTube comments to go over Mogo, so I already had plans on doing that. But as you can see here, we got a nice clean back test of this trend line, right? And now it might be time to go. So I like Mogo. Airbnb. So I just wanted to go over this because this setup, I was thinking about it. I'm like, yo, I know this is ready to rip. We have that ascending triangle leading up into this resistance point. So we could look at it like this. So clean. And then we get that big break right on earnings. So usually when this comes out, good news. So it might take some time to develop and it might come back test, right? We gapped up. So it might develop for a bit, but longer term, this is good news. Big volume. It's a good sign. If I was holding an Airbnb right now, I'd be a big happy guy right now. So congrats to anyone who's holding. We got Dnut. So this is Krispy Kreme. I like this setup, man. I don't know. Something about this setup. I also kind of like the fundamentals behind Krispy Kreme. Like whenever I think of Krispy Kreme, I think about the one in Mississauga, and I swear that is packed, a huge lineup every single time I've gone. So it's a great business, right? There's tons of Krispy Kremes all around, I'm assuming, the world. I need to do more research on that, but like it's a great business. Setup wise, it IPO'd back in July and we fizzled out for a few months. Now we're setting up some sort of, I'd say this is a descending triangle, honestly. We got this nice double bottom setup potentially happening, and we could get that breakout soon. We break up over the 8 EMA, the nice wicks coming from the bottom here. I like this setup. I want to go long on this. So I'm thinking we might at least get back to that level, which is at least a 20% trade. But longer term, right, this name could be one that you want to hold on for a long time. Pays dividends as well. So I do like Krispy Kreme. Mmed, so I liked it. See, we had a nice bottoming play going on. So here's the thing. I sold my shares of Mmed, so I buy the bottom and then I sold them because I was so bullish on the DeFi trade that I was just like, you know what, I might as well add to this trade. So unfortunately, I missed this bounce again. This always happens to me. I bought in at like 303, and then I was looking at the DeFi setup. I'm like, oh my god, this looks so good. And literally 2 days later, and it's not because this was bailing out on me, it was just because the DeFi setup was so nice. So I sold out, and then we ended up getting that bounce eventually. I still think Mmed looks great. I want to add more. I want to add like some shares to this stock specifically, but we'll have to see what's going on in the coming weeks for that. We have here Pltr. So Pltr, I feel like it likes to move when like the majority of hype stocks aren't moving. It's just taking forever, I feel like. But we clearly have an ascending triangle here. This is our resistance at 26.63, and we're holding this bottom trend line. We need to keep holding it, and we want to get that break, come back up here. So I'm looking at it from this perspective. This looks like this upper trend line is holding us back every time we've gotten up. So we could potentially want to make a move where we break out of that pattern and we come up towards like $31, but then we'll probably get stuffed again. Anyway, Pltr, I like it. Could be a good long-term play. That's why I've been holding on to it for a while now, since May. So yeah. And here we have PayPal, and why I added PayPal to this weekly ticker breakdown is because it's taken a pretty big hit since the end of July here. So from highs at the end of July, we've been down 27%. From a weekly perspective, this massive bear volume is telling me it might want to come back down to 200, but we're getting into that territory where it's a nice buy zone probably. Like it's been flushed down to this zone, and we've held here as demand for months now, all year. So I would think that this would hold. It might take some time to develop and curl up, but overall, 226, 30% off from highs. It's like a sweet deal, man. PayPal is a great company. I like what they're starting to do with all the Bitcoin and crypto stuff. Can't go wrong with a play like that, right? And then here we have Lucid. This is strong momentum. This is what strong momentum looks like. Big candles. These candles that are just huge is showing me that there's big time momentum, right? So we got to fill this gap. This gap was huge. So you could expect it to go to $56 probably real soon. Yeah, for whatever reason, this stock is loving the hype. So regardless of how many vehicles it has, or if it's a legit company or not, whatever you want to say about it, it doesn't matter, because there is clear demand in this stock. So it looks like it shaped up a nice clean bull flag, right? So we have that big bull push, volume coming up, and then we sort of have this like consolidation period, and then we have that trend change, and now we're ready to rip again. Yeah, I would expect this name to probably fill this gap and be up towards 57, $60 real soon. And that's the breakdown for this week. Peace, guys. Hope you enjoy.